Spark presentation. I apologise, you'll have to listen to me speak a little bit more from the start. However, we do have some fantastic students here to break things up for you as well. Okay? My name is Neil Oates. I work at White British School. I'm head of house and I'm also head of primary computing. So I've got a number of different hats, and I also teach in secondary school as well. All sorts of things like that. Spark is something that was brought forward within a group of different teachers within the okay? So the whole idea is to collaborate on interesting new ideas in teaching, okay? And to share best practice, which is something in Dubai compared to the UK, from my experience, is pretty important. We don't really talk to each other as teachers very often. We don't really collaborate and have discussions about best practice. It's something we really wanted to improve across school. So we set up Spark. And then a gentleman came along called Mr. Platt, Ian Platt, okay? And he works at, you're going to correct me girls, Raffles International School, right? Yeah? They told me off because I've said the name of their school wrong. And he came in and he says, why don't we do something with student learning? So why can't we take the students, the young leaders that we talk about, and put them in front of a group of teachers and get them to show the teachers how they like to be learned? What is it about them that excites them about going into school? And so he got a group together, and obviously they went on and they did a mini class. Lots of different students from different schools coming together, and all in front of teachers, showing them and explaining to them, okay, how they best like to learn. So we've got a number of young people here today. I'll introduce them briefly, okay? And they're going to wave, and they're going to talk to you. I'm just going to tell you what they're going to be doing today. So first we've got Adelet. A round of applause. Adelet informs me he's a, what's your role again?
Committee about introduction and water and energy consumption.
So he's going to talk about water and energy consumption. Some pretty big ideas there. Okay? And we've got Tasneem as well. I'm right in thinking that you're one of your school ambassadors, right? Yeah? We've got two of their school ambassadors here today. They're obviously responsible for trying to promote the school and all the rest of it. And she's going to be talking about a recent beach cleanup exercise that their school took part in. Okay? We've got Claudio as well. He's also one of the school ambassadors, okay? And he's been talking about energy and travel all the way to Amsterdam. He's got some really interesting projects, and to be honest, I'm quite looking forward to his presentation because I'm likely to explain it to you. Okay? And then finally, we've got Ananya. Now she's going to be talking about slum tourism. I have no idea what slum tourism is, so I'm interested to learn about it. Okay? So that's brilliant. Okay? So they're going to be talking to you about those four projects. Okay? Now, just to start things off, just to move into, I apologise if you were here earlier on. So I'm going to go through a similar presentation to what I did here. Okay? I just want to tell you some of the things that at DBS we've done to get our students engaged, to get our students to lead within the school. Okay? So in my role of head of house, some of the things that we've tried to do is we've tried to empower students. We've been trying to say to them, okay, get involved with the wider community. How do we do that? Okay? So what we've done is we've set up a prefect system, which some schools will probably have. Anyone here got a house system in their school? Yeah? Brilliant. Those of you who don't, go back to your SLT and say you want one. Okay? It's the best thing for our school in terms of building community and all the rest of it. Okay? So what we did is we said we want to empower student leaders, we want to get them involved in the running of the school. And we actually were approached by a student, by a member of staff, by a student who said, you know what, I don't like the way you do the deputy head boy stuff. I don't like the fact that teachers seem to choose who's in charge of the school body. So I would like to run a free and open election. I would like to run a presidential campaign. I would like to have candidates debate and engage in democracy. And you know what? We listened and we let him run with it. Okay? And what they did, okay, is they actually formed an independent electoral commission, the politics students did, about how we should run our election. The idea was to run this presidential system to try and engage. And what we had is we then had two debates across a wide variety of school issues between 7 candidates. So if you imagine your school leaders, your young people, these inspiring young people here, stood in front of their peers saying, hey, I'm going to debate real issues here. I'm going to have engaged conversation about our school community. That is the sort of thing that we want to tap into. That's the sort of thing that we as schools should be trying to encourage and foster within our young people. Okay? And that's what happened. We had 2 really successful debates. We had some really high discussions. Okay? And then we chose our president and vice president. And what we've seen is the students who have engaged in that process, even though they've had more work to do, they've had to run events, they've had to see marketing materials, meet people, do meetings, they've done school tours pretty much every day of the week. Despite that, their academic performance has increased. Speaking to their teachers, their level of engagement in the school and the way that they're working in the classroom has also increased. We're seeing these young people in the classroom being leaders there as well. And that is something that we want to continue, something we want to tap into. Okay? So here are some images of our wonderful president and vice president here. Okay? Absolutely inspiring young people. Garrett here, he's our president on the right. He's a big fan of cake as well, as you can see. And one of the key things about Garrett is he's got a real sense of charisma. He really takes the school community with him. He's a drummer as well, he's in a band, and he really has been captured or sort of shown everyone that anyone can take on this sort of role and be really successful. Okay, Elliot as well, he's been leading our student marketing team, was brought in $30,000 worth of sponsorship for our school. He's brought in, he's pitched to companies, and he's got a group of students around him that's helped us deliver that. Okay? And it's those 2 students and their leadership of the whole system that's really made it successful. Okay? These are our house captains. Okay? Familiar colours for a lot of house systems out there. But these are the sorts of people that we want to put in charge. They have, in effect, taken ownership of our house system. I'm head of house. I'm not saying I don't do anything, but the vast majority of the work this year is done by them. Okay? Other things. So these are some sponsors. They managed to convince Microsoft to come in and give us a free Xbox. Yeah? For a little bit of advertising. And they've used that, okay? And we've given out these prizes in front of the whole school, based on our praise and awards system. We use a system called ePraise. I'm not going to talk about it today. But essentially, they've raised the money to pay for these prizes to increase student motivation and engagement. And you get a MacBook Air. Is what Hannah here got. Okay, in front of the whole school. Okay? Really positive feelings from that. Okay? Another thing students can do is they can convince us to do some quite wacky things. If I asked my science teacher here, Mr. Kirkman, to dress up, I don't even know what that is, some sort of shark thing, mermaid, he'd probably say no. But because students are able to, they just have that natural persuasive skill, that enthusiasm, they manage to get staff to do things that they otherwise might not do. So I've actually seen, from letting students take ownership of this, that staff motivation and engagement has increased in the house system. It's something that I've struggled with in my early years in the role. They've even convinced Superman here, to take on penalty shoots out, which is fantastic, alright? These are winning house captains, these are the people that we want our students to aspire to. And there's lots of different things. So they've taken full control on all our house events. Yeah? I, as a teacher, as a school leader, have been able to scale back what I do. So students are taking ownership. Alright? We've also got prefects now taking on lunchtime duties and really becoming role models for the school. What that means is, I've seen increased engagement across the house system, events run by students for students, and we've got a student marketing team bringing in a large amount of sponsorship. Okay? The key to this is to allow our young people here, to stand in front of teachers and to take risks, to be allowed to fail, to have an opportunity to showcase what they do. And if you can create the situation or the scenario where they can do that, okay, your school will reap the benefits. Okay? So I'm going to stop talking, the boring teacher's going to stop, and we're going to see some fantastic students here. Okay? So, first up, Adelaide.
Good morning. My name is Adelaide. I'm from Raffles International School. I'm a member of Eco Committee, and I'm going to talk to you about Eco Committee, what do we do in the school, and what it is. So the Eco Committee is our community for the people of students to have the environment in the school, making recycling bins and consumption energy and water and consumption of water, all that stuff. So who came up with the idea to make this signs in the doors and stick them on the wall? Because some teachers sometimes they forget to switch off the AC when there is no people in the classroom, or switch off the projector or TV or laptop stuff. And so that we put this note and they don't forget to switch it off. So we consume a lot of energy, we save a lot of energy. For water consumption, we install the sink. In the sink, we installed a new product from a company. I don't really remember which company, but it's consuming water. Like in 1 minute, if you put the full power on the water sink, it will waste like 3 liters of water. But with the thing installed, you can waste only 1 liter water. 1 liter water. So also one more project about the energy consumption is about that every day at 7 o'clock or 8 about all of the computers and laptops in the school, all of the devices just shut down for energy consumption. That was made by DIA firstly, but then we taken the idea to our school, Raffles International School, and we also made the idea. So now, every day there is a lot of switch off. One thing I want to also talk about is charity. Also make a lot of charity events about like box appeal. It's a charity where you need to give the work laborers, the people that work but they don't earn enough money to live. So we made a box appeal, like a red box. And there was a shopping list. If you're for charity, you can give brush and toothpaste, shampoo, and some clothes and stuff. So you can help the labor workers. And another charity was for the Nepal. And it was really recent. There's like in the school, it's still collecting the resources for the Nepal. And that's it. And last thing, thank you for listening. If you've got any questions. Thank you.
Right, so now, Tasneem, round of applause, very good.
Hello everybody, my name is Tasneem and I'm also at the Raffles International School. Today I'll be speaking to you about an event that took place in our school called the Beach Cleanup, and today I'll also be speaking to you about Earth Day. The Earth Day was a wonderful opportunity for all students in our school to involve themselves in activities such as our school logo is everyone can make a difference, so each class was given a letter from that logo and they got to decorate it with recycled materials. So that was one of the events that we did. And another event is that in the KG kindergarten, kids got to do a recycling fashion show, making clothes out of recycling materials. An event that also took place is that we had a beach cleanup that we did, and during beach cleanup, the EO committee went and they cleaned up the beach. It was a great opportunity because it allowed us, the students, to see that we can make a difference and improve their logo, right? And I know myself, it made myself happy to clean up the logo.
Next we have Claudia. Pressing your road.
Good morning everyone, I am Claudio and I'm one of the school's Eco Committee ambassadors, and I come also from Raffles International School. On behalf of RIS, I attended the inter-school meeting in Tunis, Abu Dhabi. And we spoke about energy, we spoke about lots of different but also important subjects subjects. And now I want to share the video. First of all, the Clean Energy Business Council is the association that arranges all the meetings and all the schools in the UAE that came to the drug dispute. They discussed about subjects. Everything has been organized by the Clean Energy Business Council, which is an association that arranges events all around the world. And in the UAE, the North Africa and Middle East section is currently working. What is the Petroleum Institute? The Petroleum Institute is in Abu Dhabi and is a university that teaches about engineering, energy, and tourism. At PI, they study these subjects: electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, materials and sciences engineering, marine engineering, and marine geosciences. At the beginning of the visit, I attended various presentations. The most important ones were about Green Hope UAE, which I saw is in the ground floor next in front of the entrance. Then we spoke about fossil fuels and how to prevent the consequences that they cause and what to do. Then I saw the petroleum simulation labs, but the most important thing was about the solar. Let me tell you about Green Hope. Green Hope is an association that takes EDC, arranges events, and cares about the environment. But this association has been founded by a student, Kekashan Basu. She is currently studying at Deira International School, and she is only 13 years old. And this association has currently gone international and is working in the UAE, India, and beyond. Fossil fuels, also known as non-renewable resources. They are resources that produce energy, but they will finish. They are not unlimited, like renewable resources. On my right, there are such as solar energy, wind energy, hydroelectric energy, and all the other renewable resources. They will not finish, and to go 100% renewable, we need to use these types of energy. If you can use natural gas, oil, uranium, and coal, they will finish in no time, and will suffer a lack of energy. We need to go 100% recycled, as we said. The most important thing was about the solar. Now, 17 students from the PI engineered and developed this car that travels only with solar energy. Only. There is no fuel or no engine. There are just solar panels and motors. Now, from all around the world, countries which own a solar car or more are building solar challenges, which make the solar cars race to see which one is the best and the most sustainable. The PI's first race was in Abu Dhabi, right next to us, and they got the second place from all around the world. Now they are all going to be in Australia in October. For a solar race, that will be 3,600 kilometers long or around. That is a lot. Trust me. To be fully sustainable, a solar car needs to have these features. It needs to be built with light materials. It needs to have an aerodynamic shape. It needs to be fast, efficient, and of course eco-friendly. It needs to have sensitive photovoltaic panels that catch the energy, and a battery for no sun situations. The most important things I took home from this visit were that fossil fuels are not a reliable source of energy, that there are associations in the world that care about the environment, but they are not enough. So we need to help as well by recycling and eventually donating. The world is starting to develop eco-friendly transport systems. Let's keep it up. Thank you for watching. Open your eyes. Questions?
Nanya.
Okay. Good afternoon. How are you all doing? I hope you are charged up. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about. I'm going to take you on a journey first of all, and I'm going to talk about Dharavi. Do any of you know what Dharavi is? Yeah. Many of you from India. I can see a lot of faces that say yes. So Dharavi is one of the largest slums in the world. For those who don't know, it's situated in the heart of Mumbai, and it's 100 years old. It's been there when the British ruled. It is 2/3 of Central Park. In it dwell 1 million souls. There are as many as 1,500 people crammed in 1 acre in Dharavi. So poverty and unemployment does lead to crime. And you must be wondering what actually happens. Is there a lot of corruption? Is there a lot of poverty? No, there's not. But however, I'm going to talk about the life of ordinary people that live in Dharavi. Slum dwellers, the truth about them is that they're very hard-working people. And Dharavi is a place where human spirit and enterprise lives and triumphs against all odds. Far more than in our apartments of the rich, very rich people, but we don't realize that these small things do make us happy. And Dharavi is a combination of 85 different settlements from across India. It's 33% Muslim, 6% Christian, and the rest is estimated to be Hindu. In spite of this amazing disparity of communities, camaraderie and community prevails in Dharavi. They're all one team together. This unity in diversity, this human touch, is not very evident in more developed parts of the world today. The world of Dharavi is a parallel informal economy. As you see the facts on the board, there are 5,000 businesses, 15,000 single-room factories, and experts estimate that their turnover of these informal businesses is close to $500 million. One informal business feeds into a formal business. Things that are created in Dharavi are sold across the world. An embroidery patch created in Dharavi can be seen on the Milan Fashion Week. One of the fashionistas' dresses. In Dharavi changes every 100 meters. It's a very diverse community, as I told you. And they have pottery kilns, they have a leather industry, and it's really famous for its recycling industry, which is but the sad thing about Dharavi is that many of their occupations employ children. And therefore, English is taken as the ticket out of slums in India, and education is needed in India, in these small slums. Therefore, some socially responsible occupations have taken birth in Dharavi. Chris Way from England, inspired by favela tours in Brazil, wanted to raise awareness about slum tours and wanted to raise funds for education in Dharavi. To quote Victor Hugo, he who opens a school door closes a prison. So he partnered with an Indian called Krishna Pujari, who was a very simple man and was from Dharavi. They have got volunteers from all over the world, and nowadays they get 10,000 annual visitors into Dharavi. Their tour guides are from Dharavi. They give the visitors a peek into a local's life through home visits and the many wonderful industries. Now, keeping in mind that education solves all the many problems in Dharavi, they have set up something called Reality Gives, which which is a charitable organization and Reality Tours and Travels gives 80% of their profit to this organization. They focus on health and well-being of children, gender equality through means of football coaching for girls, youth empowerment. There are some people obviously that have not got educated, but for them to get a job, you have to teach them some computers and some English, so that. Then this year, Reality Tours and Travels has generated 7.2 million rupees, which is close to about 80,000 pounds. And 80% of this money has gone into Reality Tours and Travels. In conclusion, I hope I have been able to show you why Chris Way of Reality Tours is true when he says that Dharavi isn't about poverty and hardship, but about enterprise, humor, and non-stop activity. They get on with their work, playing in the street, gossiping in doorways. They do all things we do wherever we live around the world. I would like to take this opportunity to reach out to all you brilliant teachers and tell you that our school and many schools would like to be a part of such projects. So that now I'll be going to India in the summer and I will definitely go to Mumbai and volunteer for this. So, thank you.
Okay, so that concludes the session. I mean, what I'm hoping you got from that is just how inspiring and amazing some of the young people who've got in your schools can be of giving this opportunity. Now, if anyone here is thinking I would like to volunteer for my students with a future What Works or a future mini school, my email's here, hello@britishschool.ae. If you want to tweet me, that's fine, and I'll pass you on to Mr. Plant at UPenn, who also runs it, and I'll also support you with that. What I'd really encourage you to do after the session is go and have a chat to some of these young people about their projects, because they're so passionate about it. And if we can get students as engaged as these guys into our classrooms and really develop them, that's only going to be a benefit to our schools. So just one last time, these four amazing students. Thank you.